Alright, this is campsite 57 at the Martin Gap Trail intersection. There's Martin Gap Trail going off that direction. Here's where I came from, 4.3 miles from Deep Creek. And there's my buddy setting up his camp. Hey, check it out. Dwarf crested iris. Hey, our first pink lady slippers that we've run across this year. Check them out. It's a relentless climb up the side of Sunkota Ridge, but there are some big old hemlocks. Some dead, some still alive. Don't know if you can see that ridge through the trees. It's pretty cool though. Don't know what ridge that is, I'll look it up. It's high country though, you can see the balsams on top. Wow, this trail's got some really big trees on it. Nice, big climb, big climb. Sweating, tired, but it feels good. See you at the top. All right, we're about to end my climbing and my new mileage for today. 2009, February, I was here at this gap. One of my first hikes in the Smokies. And now we're back, coming to it from the other direction. This is Martin's Gap. Yep, so if we're ever going to finish someday all the trails of the Smokies, I will have to be back at this spot, Martin's Gap, at least one more time. Because, as I said, I've done this trail, I've done this trail, and I've now finished this trail, but I have not finished this part of the trail. So I'll be back at Martin's Gap one more time if I ever want to finish up all these trails. Alright, I'm going to start heading back, and then the long drive back to Irmo. We'll see if there's anything interesting along the way. This is Martin's Gap downhill. Wow, look at this rutted mess from the horses coming up the trail here. Holy smokes, they've dug out a huge channel here. And now there's a creek running down it. And a little dwarf iris scratching out a living on the side of the log here. Alright, here we go. Pretty low spot. Still on Martin's Creek, or sorry, Martin's Gap Trail. Cruising down. Cruising nice and easy downhill. Alright, we're still on Martin's Gap Trail. That's Martin's Gap Trail. And that's Martin's Gap Trail. And that is a bridge under construction across Martin's Gap Trail. So, what choice do you have? It looks like I'm going through. I'm going to take off my shoes for this one and toss them across. Okay, old tenderfoot Dan made it across. My boots made it across, my pack made it across. It was actually kind of fun. For the first few seconds, that was cold. It felt like needles in your feet, but you get used to it pretty quick. Felt good. Yeah, that was fun. You never know what to expect when you're day hiking in the Smokies. That's why I always overpack as a day hiker, because you never know when you're going to get stuck somewhere. That was fun. Kind of reminded me of cruising through Lost Mine Creek. We used to walk through Lost Mine Creek for hours, me and my buddy Ted Norquist. Lost Mine Creek was close to the Nantahala Outdoor Center. There's a campground there called Lost Mine Campground that we used to love going to. And my brother Tom and my friend Ted, we used to walk through those creeks for hours. Didn't feel a thing. I go through it for 30 seconds right there and I'm about to die. So it's funny how wimpy you get at your old age. Anyways, that was a nice little throwback. You don't do much of that unbridged creek crossing in the Smokies. And it was kind of fun. There's a heck of a cascade down there. This is, I believe, Indian Creek here. Pretty sure it is. Because we're going to be getting to Indian Creek Falls. Not too far from here. You know, maybe another 3-4 miles. But yeah, this is Indian Creek. We're still on Martin's Gap Trail. I'm coming down off the mountain, off of Suncoda Ridge. And boy, it is nice. It is nice. Here's a big dead hemlock. Killed by the hemlock woolly adelgid. Alright, this time we have a footlog bridge. Over Indian Creek. I guess. And the next footlog bridge is just a few feet away. I'm sure this stuff was all built by the CCC with all these rock works and everything. Another great day in the Smokies. Alright, so we made it to the campsite here. Don't remember the number of the campsite. So now we take Indian Creek Trail back to Deep Creek. So as you can see, Indian Creek Trail is more of a road than a trail. So it's kind of rocky, trips you easy, but at least it's downhill. So downhill we go to back to Deep Creek. Today must be snake day. This is snake number 3, second black snake on the trail today. He's just lounging about, warming himself up. Coming up to a trail they call the Loop Trail pretty soon. It is not a loop in itself. The trail is not a loop, but the trail can be used to make a loop from Deep Creek so that's why I guess they call it the loop trail. You can make a easy day hike. Goes down Deep Creek, up over Sunkota Ridge on the loop trail, and then connects back up on the eastern side of Sunkota Ridge with this trail, the Indian Creek Trail, and then you can go back to Deep Creek. It's I think, I don't know, 5-mile loop hike or something, I'm not sure. But anyways, we're still walking, cruising right along. Okay, we've reached it. I'm only 0.3 miles from the Deep Creek connection with the Deep Creek Trail. And this is the loop trail where it comes off of Sunkota Ridge. So when I was at Martin's Gap earlier today, I said I could have gone down Sunkota Ridge. Had I done that, would have been repeat miles, just the same as these were. Probably would have taken me a couple hours longer because it's a real hike and not a road walk. So many of the main areas of the Smokies, such as, you know, Deep Creek, Greenbrier, Smokemont, Elkmont, 20 Mile, will have a walk like this, a road walk, because they'll have a forest road like this one that goes deep into the heart of the Smokies, and they're from old railroad lines, they're from old roads that used to be in here, from the old communities that used to exist before the park. But don't let that discourage you. There's 700 miles of really good trails and a few little road walks you have to do like this. And in my case, I actually kind of like them, because when you're done with a really tough climb and a hard trail and it's hot, and you kind of appreciate an easy stroll down a road in the forest at the end of your day. So they don't bother me at all, but some people, they might bother. Alright, that creek's picking up speed. We are just a short distance from Indian Creek Falls here, so you'll be seeing that in just a second. Here it is, Indian Creek Falls. Indian Creek Falls. Beautiful. Really nice. A lot more water than last time. Nice end to a beautiful day. Alright folks, as you can see, we made it back alive to the Deep Creek trailhead. Nice walk today. Up Deep Creek Trail to Martin's Gap Trail, up to Martin's Gap, then back down Martin's Gap, back down Indian Creek Trail, and then back Deep Creek Trail back to the beginning here. So, all set. This was a nice little hike, and we'll put the statistics on the movie when we print it out, or when we put it on when we post it. All right, thanks everybody, and out. Dan out.